Hello, today I'm going to be talking about my SpringBoot exercise for week 4, CST 235. According to the rubric here, the first question was to research general Java annotations, give a couple examples. Some of those that come to mind are @override for toString. There's @suppress warnings that we use, and then another one I've used as well is @safe vargars, and those are not Spring annotations. I was asked to define the term Spring Bean. I looked it up. The term Spring Bean is an object that is instantiated, assembled, and managed by Spring in version of control container. And then the next question is define version of control. And version of control transfers control of objects or portions of a code to framework. Just like we see inside this application here. And then it also asked to define dependency injection. And dependency injection is a pattern that we use to implement inversion of control, where the control being inverted is setting the dependencies. All right, so let's see. Over here we do have asked to find the main method of the web app, which I have right here. You can see we have the annotation @SpringBoot application, which enables our auto configuration, component scan, and can help define configurations in application class. We are calling this inside main, and it's a way to bootstrap a Spring application with the default settings. Okay, let's see. Oh, and then also I was asked to tie this discussion with the tutorial lab we did on reflection in Java. And from my understanding, talking about the auto-wired, which was, I believe that's what we used last time in the reflection. And let's see, where else do we have that? I believe in city controllers here. Yeah, we do use the auto-wired. And it's a field-based dependency injection that allows us to use reflection to inject the bean without a constructor or setter. So I believe that's the way that we had used it last time in our other lab. Okay, so I was also asked to review all the code that we added in this package. We have the .controllers, .models, and .services. Inside the city controller here, you can see we do have our @autowired, which indicates dependency injection. We have the class city controller, and we also have the get mapping here for cities and city by ID. We have our post mapping for cities, our put mapping with cities, and then the delete mapping, which is also cities by ID. Okay. And let's see, a little bit on here. Inside of the models is our city class. All right. Talking about @entity here. So if our object is to leave the domain of a Java virtual machine, it'll require serialization. The @entity and @ID are always required for JPA. @generated value. Is a generated primary key that we do not maintain. So it's letting us know, or letting Spring know, that we're not going to be maintaining this, or that it's going to be responsible for it. And also, I believe that, oh no, that's @column, excuse me. Yeah, so moving on, it's let Spring know that @generated value, it's responsible for these over here. So we have the short city ID, short country ID, and then the string city. Okay, @column is used for alternative naming. We are going with the default here, as mentioned before back in the city controller, I believe. Or no, I'm sorry, the main. We just went with the main, the defaults here. Let's see. And the insertable and updatable is MySQL is managing that as well. We have a timestamp here, and then we have getters for last update, country ID, get city, and get city by ID. And we'll see that in Postman later. Okay, moving on. City repository. That is in the .repositories package. Let's see. Did I miss one here? .models, .controllers. Okay. Yeah, no, that's right. This is our repository here, and the dependency injections will create and instantiate the class for us, so we don't have to do anything here. You can see that we have city and short. So I believe that's defined as a key and value. I could be wrong on that definition though. Okay, and review my Postman test. So I'll just bring Postman over here. And I already hit the get. I'll hit it again. But you could see that works here. Inside my post, I added EEC, country ID 100. And if we go into our get, you can see that it is down here. I could also get by ID, typing in the ID up here. I could also get by just putting this into the browser, which I actually did here as well. Just an example. All right, and I could delete 611 here. Go ahead, send it, and there we go. You can see that it deleted. And if I try to run that again, it will fault out. And I did run my unit test as well with no failures. I'm going to stop the video because it's getting close to 7 minutes. So thank you very much. Bye.